Right.
This is...
Look, why do you think Keir Starmer's the answer?
I mean, I don't think... I'm not here saying it has to be Keir Starmer. What I'm saying is that the idea that you have to have a woman or they have to have a northern accent is just to totally misunderstand what has to happen next. We have to have somebody that we can knock on a door in the north of England and say, this person could be the Prime Minister. You can trust this individual with the future of this nation, with the future of your children, with your pension and with your mortgage. And if we can't do that, then we have learnt nothing.
Right.
We've got to do a lot more.
But you do want it to be Keir Starmer. I mean, you've written in the Daily Mirror. I mean, let's just show everybody. I was sitting in Keir Starmer's office until he agrees to stand. That sounds like you're fairly keen. I have worked with Keir for 4 years, and I know he's the best person to make Boris Johnson's life hell and stand up for the people I represented. But this, you know, going back on what we've said about the communities that didn't vote for Labour, why Keir Starmer, a London MP, a Remainer? Why is he going to be the person?
So the point is, everyone in London is saying, oh, it can't be someone from London.
They've just voted for Boris Johnson.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's an old Etonian.
They've just voted for a Latin-speaking old Etonian. So if you think the reason they didn't vote for Jeremy Corbyn is because he doesn't have ovaries or he's from London, I mean, get a grip and come and speak to some of those voters in the north of England.
Going to miss you, Jenny.
Well, it's interesting, actually, on the campaign trail, quite often, unprompted, people did mention the fact that they quite like Keir Starmer, which was very... And not very many politicians cut through, and I don't say that to be nice to Jenny because she's lost her seat, and it's very nice to see her, and she's not going to be around in Westminster, maybe very much, but it is something that we heard. There are not very many politicians who actually have cut through because most people are too busy living their lives and not worrying about what we're
rabbiting on about all the time. But there are so many Labour colleagues of yours who say it must be a woman.
Yeah, and I'm telling them that I'm not saying it can't be a woman. All I'm saying is, if that's your criteria, you're thinking about your own needs to want to have a woman, and not the needs of the northern working class voters.
It is a source of shame for the Labour Party that the Conservative Party have had two female prime ministers, and the party of equality and the equalities agenda has never had.
I tell you what's a source of shame. No, I'll tell you what's a source of shame is losing 4 general elections in a row.
I understand that.
And sending, you know...
I'm not saying, the point I'm not making is that you have to have a woman as your next leader. From conversations I've had, the Labour Party members, MPs, activists are embarrassed that you've never had have a woman lead your party. Whoever takes on this role, man or woman, has got an astoundingly difficult job. Your next leader will have to do something compared to what Neil Kinnock did when he took over for Michael Foot, and bring the party back from the extremes and a catastrophic defeat towards somewhere where you may once again be seen as electable. So whoever it is, a man or woman, will not necessarily win next time, but may prepare the foundations for a leader who will win afterwards.
I disagree, because I think we can win next time. And even with everything all the conversations that I have had, and I know that if we get this right, we could win next time.
But even when you were at your lowest ebb in 1983, you had Scotland.
Yeah.
You've been rejected in Scotland.
Yes.
It's finished for Labour in Scotland. There's no way back. So you're going to have to win in England.
Yeah. I'm not saying this is an easy task. All I'm saying is to embark upon it and on day one say that we're going to give the Tories 10 more years. That's not a project I'm going to sign up to. We need to approach this. We need to pick somebody who we can take to these communities and say, here is a potential Prime Minister, and be believed. And then there is all this other stuff we need to do as well.
All right. Laura, thank you very much for coming in. The documentary's on tonight, BBC 2, 9 o'clock.
And can I say one more thing?
Yes.
Jo Platt, who is an MP who lost her seat by chance, our cameras were with her, actually, as she loses her seat. And it is a really compelling human insight, actually, into what those moments are like. Irrespective of party, we see an MP out on the streets trying to keep voters with her and then losing her seat, which tells you really what it's about for people.
It's a brutal game, isn't it? Well, it's not a game, but it's brutal.
Yeah.
Laura, thank you very much for coming in. Just before I welcome you, mentioned Scotland. I'm going to welcome in John Nicholson in just a moment. Who should the Tories fear most as the next Labour leader?
I don't think we need to fear any individual. It's not, to me, about changing the leader and keeping it's a whole changing the system within the Labour Party. I think this identity politics that Jenny's hit on, you know, it must be a woman, it must be, is part of the problem. The structure of the Labour Party is built to have that kind of hard left leader, as far as I can see. And those sensible people, there are many sensible people within the Labour Party. I don't see how they get through the leadership structure within that party anymore.
We've been joined by John Nicholson.
Doing a quick selfie there.
Oh, my goodness, every opportunity, John. You haven't got time. You'll have to do it afterwards.
Welcome
back to Westminster.